Well, mum, dad, sisters, this is a little wander down memory lane. Look, this is the little park. It's massively changed. I won't show too much of it because there's kids over there. But look. Any page members, this one, we're in North Woolwich, what's known as the Little Park. And this is a nostalgic wander down memory lane, more or less, for me and my family. But look, here's like a gym and shit over there now. That's where the climbing frames and everything used to be. I'll face you down to the floor because there are kids about, obviously, because it's a park. Don't like filming people without like, their consent and shit and whatnot, especially kids. You've got to be careful, haven't you? Look, that tower thing there, that's that control centre thing to do with the airport. That'd be interesting to climb up that one. If you were daring enough. Look, yeah, you can see how much the park has changed from when we were kids. It's all like the climbing frames and slides and everything from when we were young is gone now. That's what kids are gone now. But yeah, this journey we'll all remember well, this one. Journey from Little Park back to Foxton House. As I say, for any page members, this is completely a nostalgic one for me and my family. So if this don't interest you, then just look at some of the other stuff. We'll be doing some other things. This when I was a kid always frightened me, this bit there. I don't know why. And it's obviously for utilities or something. Yeah. Oh, let's see. It didn't have a door on the other side when I was a kid. It was just like, and it was always creepy for a kid. Flats. Area like this bit hasn't changed that much, I must admit. More dog poo. I'll tell you something. This area will be renowned for one thing with me, and that's dog shit every time I come here. And I'm pretty good nowadays about not treading in dog muck, but a minute I went over from Silvertown, not to Woolwich. All I've done is like treading dog shit, or I see dog shit everywhere. Oh, someone's cooking a roast, that smells nice. Don't that just smell real fine and pretty. See, look, there's more like these creepy little hidden areas that used to freak me out when I was a kid. But I'm fine with them now. I ain't afraid of no dark. Oh good lord, what an enormous lady. We'll be doing some historical things as well in this one for anyone that likes a bit of history. North Woolwich. We'll be seeing a pub that was partially destroyed in the war, reused as a pub for many years after, only with just one level, the top was blown off. Now it's been turned into flats, but the really good thing is they've kept the complete original facade of the pub, which is like all Victorian, so I'll show you that. Then Storey School, which I must admit has been butchered to pieces. with Foxton House now. When we were kids, this was like a brick square type thing with the cars parked. We used to play in that. When we were very young, these had flat roofs, and then a little while later they put these sloped roofs and stuff on them. Number 3, that's our old home. There we go, won't show too much of people's homes, but yeah, that's where I lived for, I think I was about 6 or 7 when we moved away from here. My sister Donna had a bin, these are obviously newer, had the old bin room door fall on her there. That was quite funny. She got trapped under a bin room door, that was really funny. Sorry, mate. When I came here the other night, or the other day, it was really dark, because obviously in winter time it gets dark early. I've kept that video because I do like to show places night time and daytime, because they take on different aspects. This will be the daytime one, and the nighttime one I'll put on. And it's a good job I brought food with me, because everywhere's shut. Look, you don't see this on a Sunday very often nowadays. This one with the sun thing on it was Jeff's. New King Chinese takeaway now, and this one here, the MoneyGram shop, that was pie and mash shop. New King takeaway, when we were kids, that was known as cat skin Wendy's, because the Chinese lady Wendy that worked in there, apparently the rumour was that someone found a bag of cat skins in her backyard, and no one ever ate pies or pancake rolls from that shop ever again. And my mum said to me, "Oh, what's the square like?" the other day. So this bit, Mum, is for you, so do watch this one, I'll tag you in it. Look, the library's moved over there now. This used to be the post office. When we were kids, this was the post office, this one here. It's a cafe now, it's closed. Over here were wooden benches and a telephone box, and this was Pissy Marge's domain. Pissy Marge, lovely old woman, but obviously had bladder problems and herself that nickname. The pie and mash shop that I just spoke about, she got banned from there because she weed on the benches in there, and someone sat in it. And Pissy Marge got banned, so she used to sit on the bench here, and it was her own bench. Like, no one ever sat in it because of that reason. But yeah, interestingly, this laundrette here was opened by, you know, Pauline from EastEnders, and I can never remember her name. The other day, yeah, it was opened by Pauline from EastEnders, and we've got pictures indoors of it somewhere, opening it. My mum will remember that. She went and saw Pauline open it, took pictures. That was interesting. I think I was born at the time, I believe. Too young to remember it. Would have been 80s, 1980s. Yeah, so Mum, you said what's the square like? I'll get you to the end of it and I'll do you a pan round of the square. Now you ain't going to believe how much Storey School's changed. That's really changed. Here we are, Mother. Square. Do a slow pan round. Library's there. The old library used to be around this bit, and anyone that remembers Woolwich from late 80s, early 90s will remember Mrs. Norris, who ran the library. Gosh, she was a nice woman, but she ran the library with an iron fist, like screw around in her library and you was put in your place. But really, it was a nice library. The school, which we're going to go to in a minute, we used to go there, like on obviously school days, be taken there, and you'd be read a story and things like that, and that was pretty good. This is Gary's shop over here, the one that's the blue one that you can see open. This is like stepping back in time a little bit, because I don't know if these shops, well, a lot of these shops were open the other day when I came here. To see shops all closed on a Sunday, it's quite unusual nowadays. It used to be a religious thing. God, wow. See what I mean? Look, everywhere. It's everywhere. Here, Margie, this shit's all over. That's what we had to contend with when we was kids. Although saying that, and I said this to my mum the other day, when I was a kid I was forever stepping in dog shit. Oh goodness, oh, someone's obviously been stabbed or died here. Young fella. Oh, that's so sad. That's horrible. And this was my journey every morning from nursery till when we moved away from here, down this road to Storey School. I'll do the school first and then I'll save the pub to after. This is going to be about 15-20 minutes, this one. But what we couldn't see by night time the other day, we'll see now. By the time I'd finished over the other side of the water, I was scouting out abandoned buildings, and the rebuilding boom over that side is just crazy. Well, it's crazy all over London, and most of the abandons are so well sealed now in London, because if they're not well sealed, they become squats. There's an old building there. Have a look at that. Claremont Close. Let's have a look-see. Ah, it's just a shell at the end of the street there. That brick structure is just a shell. I don't know what it was. Maybe someone might remember. Fuck knows what that was. Don't remember that, but there was very young when I moved away from here. Alright, I'm going to keep you pointed this way. I want to show you the other thing last, which is a bit special if you like old history and things like that. And this one was an old survivor from the war, so point you back up now. As I said, I don't like to film people. This is Storey School. Oh, there must be a sail ship over there. Look, there's sails. I'll have a look at that later on. Welcome to Fight for Peace Academy. Free boxing, martial arts and facilities. Oh, that's good. This is what this end's been used for. This was the old dinner hall. I wondered why this bit was open. No, they've knocked the old dinner... See, this was the old caretaker's house. The dinner hall's not been knocked down. When I was a kiddie, or young, there was a porter cabin in the playground there. Yeah, it's still got... Oh, that's good. It's still got... You see that fencing just there? That's where the nursery was when I was a kid. Yeah, this is Storey Street School. Or Storey School, I always call it Storey Street. It did have original iron guttering and all that, and it did not have these ugly window shutters on it when I was a kid. They've changed this building a lot. It's not a school anymore. It's the dinner hall area, which a lot of it's been rebuilt, is an academy, as you see, for boxing and stuff. This bit, the school itself, has been used for children, problem children and children with troubles and stuff. Oh my God. No, y'all. Look. That I am shocked I was allowed to do this. Just there was a bell tower. I'll get some pictures of this old. In the old days, there was a fence down the middle of this playground. This side was girls and this side was boys, because boys and girls were segregated in those days in schools. Shit, they've taken the bell tower off. I'm really surprised they was allowed to do that. Over here, over this side, oh, it's called the Storey Centre now. Over this side, over there, was where our PE hall was. That was like a, not a porter cabin, but not a proper like permanent build. But yeah, warning, moving gates. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, that was Storey School. New directions. New improves. Congratulations to the class of 2020 on their outstanding exam result success. See, this is, like if you've got learning difficulties or you are really naughty and things, this is like where they send you here. And that's good to see that they've done well. That's good. So it's still being used for education purposes, which is also good. These gates are all new now. When I was a kid, they were the old iron gates. You either went in this way, or normally through the side gate we went in. That way. when we were kids, the roof tiles are much newer now. I can't zoom in on this unfortunately, but when we were kids the tiles were old. The guttering was that light blue colour, all cast iron, really old. Didn't have the window shutters. They've still got the sash windows I can see behind one of them shutters that's been wrenched open. So they've still got the window shutters. The iron grill thing, which is up there in the middle, wasn't there. And you had a bell tower up there. That's obviously become structurally unsound. There's a great big massive aerial poking out of it now. Over this side was, it's gone now, over this side there was a PE hall, and there was another classroom detached type building. The boys' toilets were up this end. They were brick built, and the girls' toilets were up this end of the school. This was girls, this was boys. See them stones there? I can't zoom in on it, but you see that red stone there, and the same on this side. This one says girls and that one says boys, because they segregated the kids in those days from schools. So it's still an old building, been massively reutilised. Yeah, the dinner hall, they've really botched around, look. This was a big long old dinner hall. Behind that was like a field type thing. That was for our sports day, that was used for. Egg and spoon race and the mum's race. I remember my mum did pretty well in the mum's race. The most unfashionable flowery 1980s skirt you've ever seen. It was a grim skirt, but she did alright in the race. That's the old building, that's the caretaker's building in where he lived. The caretaker used to live in the original days of the school. That's where the headmaster and his family lived. This school is pretty old. I mean, it's, I believe, 1850s, 60s, I believe, but I will have to do a little bit more of my research on that. But there ain't a great deal on it. What I'm going to show you now is the last thing I'll show you. Yeah, no, it won't be actually. It's something else I want to show you. So, about half an hour maybe. This was the Royal Oak Pub, but look, you can see they've rebuilt new flats and everything in it, but they've kept the complete original facade, like the structure of it, so that's pretty good. So look, these are like all the old original Victorian tiles. I'll go back round and show you more of that one close up in a minute. The lettering's all more or less, well, has fallen off, but they've kept the original facade. This pub was on obviously more levels originally, and it got bombed in the war. And after the war, all they did was took the damaged stuff away, made it one level, put a roof on it. And when I was a kid, this was a proper functioning pub. Friends of my mum and dad's and ours, Michelle and Dave, they used to drink in this one. It was a proper old worldy type pub, and it refused to go because it got blown up in the war, and they refused to let go, and they carried it on as a pub. It was on one level. I'll try and find some pictures of the old Royal Oak Pub. This is the nicest bit, what I wanted to show you. Truman's Beers. This is from about 1903, 1904, I've been told. Possibly a little bit earlier. It's very, very late Victorian period. Queen Victoria died in 1901, 1902, and yeah, this is just on the cusp of the end of her reign and the reign of her son. But yeah, this was all built and put on then. Pub may have been older, but this was all added then, and they've kept all the original stuff, which is really good. That's decent. Let's have a look. See. Yes, I don't think anyone's moved in yet to it. But yeah, it's nice. I'm glad that they've reused this one. See, a few years ago, I've got pictures I took myself of this a few years ago that I put on my family page. None of this bit existed. It was just a shell of a pub, and the back bit was fenced off. It was just, there was nothing in there. It wouldn't even be worth doing an abandoned on it, because it was just an empty front facade of a pub, like, and the back bit was gone. So yeah, it's good that they've reused it, but they've kept the heritage as well. And you can see where the lettering would have been, the Royal Oak. There were a few letters on that not long ago, so hoping they've taken them off and going to get that restored, because the fact that they've kept this shows that they obviously care about the heritage, because this they probably would have been allowed to get rid of if they'd wanted to, maybe. I'm not sure about that. But it may have been appeals from local people to keep it. But yeah. Oh, I'll point you down a minute, there's people coming along. We're in Glenister Street at the moment, where the Royal Oak Pub is. And this is Storey School. In the middle, just imagine an old-fashioned bell tower thing. There are pictures of it about, I've seen it. But yeah, there's a big ship over there in the docks by the looks of it. I'm probably going to go this way later on instead of going the Canning Town way. So right, we're at 20 minutes now, so it's probably going to be about 25 minutes, 30 minutes. The last thing I want to show you is a not abandoned but disused police station. That's your old cellar thing where you would have got down to in there. When I was a kiddie, they were wooden trapdoors. Yeah, look, you can see they've put I'm glad that they've reused it, because it was just an empty shell anyway, so. Oh, this is funny, this note. That note says, if you park in my bleeping parking space again, I will bleep your car up very badly. Don't try not to swear too much because of Facebook and YouTube and stuff. I don't like that. Claremont Close over there. That's where we just saw that ruined shell of a structure, whatever it was. Not even any point exploring that. Just overgrowth inside a brick Victorian looking structure that's got grilled windows on it, so I'd be interested to try and find out what that was. This area was literally bombed to hell in the war because you've got the Thames just sorry cheers. You've got the Thames just over that way, and over that way is the docks. So when the Germans come up the Thames and saw the curve, they just started dropping bombs, and that's why so much of Woolwich, Silvertown, Custom House, Canning Town, loads of the East End and other places in England that were along rivers, ports, docks, just bombed to hell. Very few of the old original structures survive around here. What you're seeing, all this lot, is 50s, 60s after the war builds. That's new up there at the end, that one. People, when I was a kid, we knew lived down that road. Can I put this pleasantly and without, because they weren't really nice people, but they were the most, sorry about that, show you all the poo, don't mean to do that. They were the most unhygienic people you have ever met, really. I mean, I'm not prissy, but oh God, yeah, the type of people that would like give a germ a disease, you know what I mean? Square once again for Mama, who wants to see that. She said, oh, I wondered what the square's like now. And I said to her, well, it's still like the square, but massively changed or modernised. They took Margie's benches away. We'll be coming to an end in a sec. All I want to show you is the disused police station. Doesn't function as an active functioning police station, but they do still use it, obviously, because there's lights on in there, police vans going in out the back. An Explorer tried this one about a year ago, and within minutes of jumping over the wall, they were there. So, as I say, in the countryside it's not so bad. There's a lot of empty buildings that aren't too secured, but in London they have to, for obvious reasons, secure everything. And here's something, I was having a conversation with someone the other day. In London now, so look, there's a police car going into it now. That there, look, it's a police car just going into the yard. So it's still used for police purposes. They probably do training and things like that and stuff there. Store records there, but it's not open as a police station anymore. This is the Royal Standard Pub, this one. It's an old Victorian pub. High Victorian, like they really liked their decorative gym palaces, they called them, because they were like little palaces. Most people lived in dark little grungy homes. When they finished their work, they come to a place like this that was brightly lit, really colourful, really decorative, got drunk, and they felt a little bit better about life. Well, while they were drunk. Nowadays in the East End it's weed, but in those days it was alcohol. Yeah, it's the Royal Standard. It's a lovely old pub. What I wanted to show you is the police station, which is disused as a police station now, but it's closed. But AD 1904 that was built, so this is another war survivor. I don't know if it got damaged in the war or not. Yeah, we're going to be about 30 minutes on this one. But if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. My security, my friends. This is their yard in there. They've got vans, and a car just went in there. But this is the police station. It's a lovely old building. There's no cars coming, so I'll cross back over and I can give you a better show of that. But yeah, the pub, look at the front of it's all fancy and nice, but look, the back side of the old buildings, you can see the real working structure of them, the meat and bones of them, as they say. The fronts of Victorian buildings were designed to look really nice and decorative. Then when you look round the back, it's like, oh. But yeah, this is the 1904 North Woolwich Police Station by day. You saw it at night. I'll walk you around the side of it and show you that, and the old abandoned public toilets. And I'll call it a day on this one. Let this car go for that. Oh, it's going round. Don't need to indicate, that's none of my business where he's going, is it, I suppose? Or she. Yeah, old abandoned police station. See, look, well, like with the architecture, see the cameras all over. The architecture they put into a lot of these old buildings is really, they really took effort with them. I remember this when I was a kid as an active police station, and the coppers that worked in here, or the bobbies as we knew them in those days, they were really nice. They knew the local area, they knew the local people. It's changed now. I mean, they've got these big mega like police stations like the one near Stratford, and they shut all the little district ones like this, and they're just used for whatever purposes now. They're not going to abandon them and just use them. See, look, there's smoke coming out of that, so that's the central heating for the place is obviously up and working. But see this I can show you it there. See this cagey thing that goes up onto the roof there? That's where the air raid siren is. This was cells in the old days. There was lights on in there the other day. But here are some abandoned. These are Victorian, these toilets. These bits are newer, the front entrances. But yeah, that's the ladies. Old cage wire gates on them. That's the gents, all locked up. And I'll see if I can get it round the back bit of the police station and show you this air raid siren thing. See, I like old buildings like this, and it's good that there it is. I can't zoom in, but up that ladder and up there is an air raid siren. When we were kids, they used to test that regularly. I don't know if they still do. You see in the back of the old, even their public toilets they made decorative in those days. This is a lovely park. The Royal Victoria Gardens, North Woolwich. To any local Woolwich person, it was always known as the big park. The little park you saw at the beginning of my video, the big park you just seen that. Always a lovely park. Very little of the Victorian structure remains, they say. I'm just checking the opening times, and it closes at 4:45, so that's fine. And I must find somewhere to go to the toilet. I waylaid myself, didn't I, when I was going to say about that. I always do that. I see something and then talk about it, then forget what I was going to say about it. There's no working public toilets in London anymore because they were turned into shit pens, basically. But yeah, that's why we ain't got no public levies here. North Woolwich Train Station Museum, which was a museum, was a train station before that, and I'm going to end you any second now. So you take care, everyone.